I got one idea that I'm especially psyched out of my mind about. You know, it's one of those ideas where you're just like, yes!
Dave? Dave Flynn?
On the radio!
Hold on to your butts.
Hey there, welcome to Dave Flynn on the radio, the number one blogcast on the internet. I'm Dave Flynn, and since reading is hard, I'm going to do it for you. Today is a big day. For me, at least. Today is my birthday. Yes, that is right. 45 years ago today at Oakland Alameda Hospital, I received a remarkable gift, the gift of life. Have I always made the most of it? Absolutely not. But man, I am trying. Now, for a number of years, I've kept a running list. I call it Note to Self. It was my notes, my reminders, advice to me. But today that is all changing because I'm sharing. Yes, I am sharing 45 of these little nuggets to celebrate the big day. Am I headed towards self-help here on the blogcast? Hell no. But if I've got something that I helped myself with, I'm more than happy to share that with you, my dozens of listeners. You can find more stories and essays like this at winwithflynn.com. But if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's jump into the show. Note to self. Number 1, effort builds competence. Competence breeds confidence. Confidence brings luck. It takes effort to get lucky. In other words, you need to put yourself in the way of luck. You've got to buy the ticket and take the ride. Number 2, we're all swimming in grit. Turn yours into pearls. 3, don't be generous with other people's time. This one is courtesy of my Uncle Tom. Number 4, to create interesting work, do interesting things. 5, 1 in a million is better than 1 of a million. Don't be the best, be the only. Number 6, you should admire your friends. If you don't, keep looking for friends and for things worth admiring. 7, every day you show up for work, you are accepting the job all over again. This is sort of Taleb idea, and I wrote more about it in my post, The Anti-Fragile Acceptance. He talks about writing out the conditions of your employment, writing out a resignation letter in advance. He kept one in his drawer, I believe, and he wants you to list the reasons you would turn in your wings, why you might quit, and then review that letter regularly. And if those conditions are met, you turn it in and move on to something else. And I think it's actually simpler than that. If you look at your schedule for the day or for the week and you're dreading every little bit of it, would you accept that job and do those things regardless of how great the last 10 years have been? If not, then don't accept that day and find something new. Okay, number 8, optimize for future options. That is real freedom. This is one I know quite a bit about. Skipping school feels a lot like freedom, but it actually limits your future options. Getting straight A's seems like conforming or compliance, but it opens up future options. Number 9, the hottest setting should never be used. And that goes for cooking, coaching, management, parenting, and everything else. Number 10, build a daily routine, the recipe for who you want to be, and don't skimp on the ingredients. Quick plug for 31 Easy, check it out. Build your daily practice. 11, at least once a year, sleep in the dirt. 12, Being undistracted is a superpower. And for this, you can Google it. You want to be Phil Knight watching LeBron set the scoring record. He's in a sea of people distracted, holding up their phones, and he's just in the moment. And I wrote more about this in the post. You should have been there. 13. Journaling is a cheap therapist, coach, and teacher. Maybe the best version of each. 14. Break negative cycles by asking, why might this actually work? And I use this one all the time. When I was working an office job, people get in these loops, these negative loops, and they want to be the abominable no man, so to speak. And you can break them out of that, or break yourself out of it, by asking this question. Why might this actually work? 15. If you're the smartest person at the party, you're at the wrong party. 16. Don't measure yourself with someone else's ruler. 17. The only true measure of quality. Would you do it again? That goes for rewatchable movies, rereadable books, or your favorite ramen joint. 18. The closest thing to a shortcut is learning from others' experiences. Some people, for whatever reason, they need to feel that hot stove. They can't just watch somebody else piss on the electric fence and say, you know what, I'm good on that. And that is totally fine. But if you can learn that way by watching, that is your shortcut to the top. Okay, 19. Your last shirt has no pockets. 20. The quickest path to shackles is seeking approval. 21. You can't steer the ship staring at the wake. Live in the now, man. 22. Important over urgent. This is a Covey idea. I believe he's got a 2x2 matrix for it. Don't we all? But it's a great lens for what you choose to work on every day. Important over urgent. 23. Make sure your backbone is bigger than your wishbone. And I stole this one from Andre Agassi's old trainer, Gil Reyes, who needed to educate young Andre on the subject. 24. Do your future self a favor daily. 25. Write as though nobody is reading. Heck, they're probably not. And you'll attract spectators, admirers, and conspirators. 26. Competing and winning are two different things. This one, well, I could get into this one all day, but it's something I gathered from Timothy Galway's Inner Game of Tennis. Just imagine Shaq Daddy O'Neal, shows up in your driveway and he wants a game of one-on-one. What happens? He wins. No doubt. Even old-ass Shaq we know today from the Papa John's commercials. But how does he feel about the win? Probably feels a whole lot of nothing. Why? Because, no offense, it's against you. There's no competition. Now, from the book, Galway writes about a surfer and his wave or her wave. So let's look at Laird Hamilton. Happy to be riding little waves in Mission Bay? I don't think so. It's too easy. There's no competition. It doesn't push him or raise his game. So he seeks out a wave that is just a little bigger, a little harder, a wave that will push him to find out how good he is. And that's how competition works. Now, switching back to humans instead of waves, what you're looking for is an opponent who will be like that next wave, one that will push you to be a little better than you were the day before. And to do that, you actually need the opponent to participate, an opponent who will give you everything they've got so that they're changing and growing in lockstep with you. And both of you, back and forth, competing, changing, growing, until you've got the best game of your entire friggin' life. And guess what? You still might lose, but you competed and you played your best and you're grateful and you're heartbroken and you're changed. And that is why competing and winning are two different things. Take a guess which one I'm after. Okay, that was long. We'll get on to 27. Find a simple idea and take it seriously. The earlier, the better. 28. Greatness is the goal. At what? Well, I'll leave that to you. 29. Growth is easy to find. It's on the far side of discomfort. 30. We don't need your take on every subject, and neither do you. I'll repeat that. 30. We don't need your take on every subject, and neither do you. 31. You versus the old you. That is the measure that matters. 32. Big pies beat big slices. This one is maybe the hardest lesson to get through to young people. They're often in a finite mindset. If the other person wins, I lose type of mindset. Actually, that goes for the older folks that I deal with as well. But you can both win. You can both win more if you grow the pie instead of worrying about your little slice. Okay, 33. Don't believe everything you think. 34. Choose roads worth traveling, books worth reading, foods worth tasting. Make speed and efficiency irrelevant. This one, I spent a lot of years trying to hack my way through everything. I was learning to speed read, working on efficiency for every little thing at the office, doing the whole 80-20 Pareto principle. It's the Tim Ferriss 4-hour life, and it kind of sucks, even though I loved him. As Robert Pirsig says in Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance, the growth is on the side of the mountain. So stop rushing your way to the top. Why do you want to get up there so quick? So you can rush your way back down to the parking lot? Take your time, enjoy it, and look for activities where you'd rather savor every little bite instead of trying to get on to the next thing. 35. Go first. Raise your hand, introduce yourself, take the shot. You'll grow, they'll relax, and the whole room gets better because someone was brave enough to start. 36. Look for Lindy. Things that have lasted tend to make a habit of it. 37. Before giving it your best, ask, should I give it anything at all? 38. Life is a working prototype. 39. We're getting there. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. 40. If you mess up, fess up. I like this. I say this to the Little League team, and I think the big thing is the person you need to fess up to is often you. And I've said it before that my bad is one of the most powerful phrases in the English language. And part of that is just telling those around you, but most of it is for you and owning it and not making any more excuses. 41. Find out who you are and become them. I think this is what life is, right? The exploration to find yourself. And I'm infinitely jealous of those who find it when they're very young. I wrote about this in my series on compounding, talking about Dr. Dre and Warren Buffett and Steven Spielberg, who all found out who they were when they were kids. And then all they had to do, was become that person. And they did very well at it. 42. The reward for winning the pie eating contest is more pie. Make sure you like the flavor. This is borrowed from Munger. He was talking about corporate America, the idea that, a good lawyer, what do they get? More cases. A good stockbroker, what do they get? More clients. And I lived this for 20 years. And for many of those years, I didn't like the flavor so much. And so what I think about a lot is that scene from Stand By Me where Lardass drinks the castor oil and chug some raw eggs before just dominating the pie eating contest at the county fair. And once he starts puking his guts out, he turns the whole thing into a complete and total barforama.
What the audience didn't know was that Lardass wasn't really interested in winning. What he wanted was revenge. And right before he was introduced, he'd gotten ready for it.
Diving into his fifth pie, Lardass began to imagine that he wasn't eating pies. He pretended he was eating cow flops and rat guts and blueberry sauce.
Slowly, a sound started to build in Lardass' stomach. A strange and scary sound, like a log truck coming at you at 100 miles an hour. Suddenly, Lardass opened his mouth, and before Bill Travis knew it, he was covered with 5 pies worth of used blueberries. The women in the audience screamed. Boss man Bob Cormier took one look at Bill Travis and barfed on Principal Wiggins. Principal Wiggins barfed on the lumberjack that was sitting next to him. Mayor Grundy barfed on his wife's tits. But when the smell hit the crowd, that's when Lardass' plan really started to work.
Girlfriends barfed on boyfriends. Kids barfed on their parents. A fat lady barfed in her purse. The Donnelly twins barfed on each other. And the women's auxiliary barfed all over the benevolent order of antelopes.
And Lardass just sat back and enjoyed what he'd created.
A complete and total barforama.
And deep down inside, when I write about people leaving their corporate jobs to do something meaningful, I sort of picture this scene. And I think of myself as Lardass, chugging the castor oil. Because once one person pukes, the others can't keep it down. And I saw a lot of this. At my old consulting job after I left. And I kind of loved it. Okay, 43. Don't water the weeds. This is a David Gardner idea from The Motley Fool. He's talking about stock picking. Don't buy more of those bad stocks. But it kind of works for everything. Don't water the weeds. 44. There are thousands of cures, but no antidotes. This is from James Altucher, at least some version of it. No silver bullet. But no silver bullet, that should kind of excite you because silver bullets, they seem like they're hard to get your hands on. 45. Flip all your hangers backwards. At the end of the year, donate anything that's still reversed. Yep. We're going to end this one with a bit of practical advice. And I know it's the 12th, but you can still do this today. And this time next year, you'll finally purge that 7 diamonds shirt that you haven't worn since your big brother's bachelor party in Vegas. Flip them all backwards. Whatever's still backwards a year from now, boom, boom, pow, take it out. That's it. 45 notes to self. My birthday falls on a Monday again in 2032. I hope to learn a few things between now and then and share them with you on the reboot of Note to Self. There we have it. That's the pod. Thank you for listening. If you like what you hear, please share it with a friend. Give it a thumbs up. And if you've got a few extra seconds, give it a 5-star review on Apple or Spotify or wherever you are listening. The engagement will make you feel so good, and it'll help other people find the show. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
All right, there you go, America. I love you. I'm proud of you. I mean it. We gotta go. This is great.